Hello there, my beautiful friends. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Emily, and today we are going to be talking all about the new makeup releases in Pay or Stay Away. Let's go ahead and jump right on in because we have a lot to talk about. So it is Monday, and if you guys are not new here, then you are probably aware that it is the day that we do Pay or Stay Away. So we are basically going to be going over all of the releases that have been announced for the week that caught my eye and caught my attention the most. And we have a lot of influencer collabs here today, so we have a lot of ground to cover, especially with one specific release. Oh boy, is it a big one or what? So let's not waste any more time here and let's go ahead and jump right on in. So the first release that I wanted to talk about that caught my attention here on the Pay or Stay Away list is by an indie brand named Nabla Cosmetics, and they are from Italy. They're an Italian indie brand. But they recently announced that they are coming out with their Poison Garden palette. This will be available on November 8th at 1 p.m. CET. This is going to retail for €39.90, which loosely translates over to about $45, I believe, USD. I'm not 100% sure, and that's why a tool like Google Currency really comes in handy here. But this baby is going to consist of 15 different shades. This is going to have mattes, shimmers, and the magic word duochromes, my absolute favorite. Every time I hear duochromes, I am just like totally sold when it comes to palettes. But I don't think that it comes to a surprise to anyone right now that I am definitely going to be picking this up. Like, without a doubt, I'm going to be on the website as soon as it drops. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, are you looking at this palette right now? Do you see how beautiful this is? I don't think I need to even explain. I think I could just pop up a picture of this palette, say, yeah, I'm buying this, and move right on. But I absolutely love the duochrome shades that are in here, and I absolutely adore the berry tones that are in here as well. I love that beautiful hot fiery copper. We have some nice oranges, and then we have the standout shade in my opinion, which is that gorgeous true like royal blue matte. Oh my god, this looks freaking phenomenal. I'm absolutely buying it. I will do a review here on my channel, so stay tuned for that, and I'm very excited to purchase this guy. I think that this palette goes along really nicely with the other two palettes that they released as well. I have the Nabla Soul Blooming palette, and I really love the formula on that palette. I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but it was definitely my cup of tea with some extra sugar. I absolutely love it, and I think this color selection that they chose for this palette really matches and fits along nicely with the rest of the palettes they've come out with so far. I think it's a really nice collection. I wouldn't mind having all three if we're being honest here. So now we are getting into the first influencer owned brand here, and this is the Dominique Cosmetics Berries and Cream palette. This is going to be available on November 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this baby will retail for $44, and you get really cute hexagonal shaped pans that I haven't seen anywhere before. I wonder if she had those specifically made for her palette. I'm sure she did. I'm really excited to watch her launch video for this guy. But when I first saw this palette, the first thing that I thought about when I heard the name Berries and Cream was that old school like Skittles or Starburst commercial. I don't remember exactly what candy it was, but I know it was either Skittles or Starburst, and that's all I could think of, and I literally got that song stuck in my head like all day. Not even kidding.
You tried these new Berries and Cream Starburst?
Pardon me. What kind of Starburst did you just say?
Berries.
Berries? Berries and what else?
And cream.
Oh! Oh! Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
But I think the colors in this palette are really, really beautiful. Now, we've known about this guy for a couple weeks, but we didn't know what the inside was going to look like, and I'm thoroughly impressed by the color selection that she brought out. I think these are all really beautiful. I love that we have a nice variety of berry toned shimmers and berry toned mattes. That was a big request that a lot of people had when it came to the lemonade palette that came out in summer. A lot of people were kind of upset that there wasn't a whole lot of lemonade-y shades, so I think that she definitely absorbed that information, took it in, and applied it to her most recent palette, because we have a bunch of different tones of berries in here. She has got you covered if you need berry eyeshadow, and I absolutely love berry eyeshadow. I'm on the fence about this palette because I don't have all the money to spend in the world. I can only really buy a few palettes every month here and there, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to pick this up right now because I really want the Nabla palette that I just talked about. And that has some berries in it as well. It has some berry shimmers and some berry toned mattes. And because I love berries so much, I happen to have a vast variety of berry toned eyeshadows, so do I really need this palette? Probably not, but if I watch some reviews and hear that this palette is like the best berry eyeshadow you'll ever buy, then absolutely I'll pick it up because I'm a sucker for berry eyeshadows, and I can't control myself when someone says that it's really good, and if it's someone trustworthy, then I will pick that up in a second. Like, I'm a complete pushover when it comes to that kind of stuff. For example here, I was not going to purchase the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette, yet somehow I have the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette on the way to my house right now. It is in the mail, it is coming to my house, it is going to be mine, and I blame Mel Thompson so hard for that. But yeah, if I see someone that I trust review this and say that it's amazing, then I won't be able to resist picking it up. But for right now, I think I'm going to pass over it, even though I don't really want to. I just have to be logical, but eventually someday, maybe I'll get it, depending on what people here in the YouTube space have to say about it. I do, however, think that she did an amazing job with the color selection. I mean, the girl brought us berries, and that's all we were asking for, so good job, Christen. Proud of you. So this next collection is huge, so rest in peace to my throat after saying all of this, but this is the new Jeffree Star Alien palette and holiday collection. This collection will be available on November 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So set your alarms because I'm sure that this guy is going to sell out just based on the hype and based on the palette itself. But this collection will consist of the Alien palette, of course, which will be retailing for $52. And this palette is freaking huge. You get a nice variety of mattes, duochromes, metallics, and the color range is actually very unique and beautiful in my opinion. The color selection actually does Alien's justice pretty well. Then he is coming out with 8 different velour liquid lipsticks for the normal retail price of $18, 4 lip ammo lipsticks for $18 as well, and some of these are like glittery top coat formulas, so that's pretty interesting. And then he's coming out with 4 different lip scrubs for $12. So this is a really big collection, as you see here, and we have a lot of different lip products to choose from if we wanted to purchase some, especially for the holidays. We have some really fun colors. Now, I'll just talk about the ones that stick out the most to me. Now, I think that the shade Jeffree who? I can't with that freaking name, dude. I can't believe he named it that. Oh my god, the tea is piping hot. This liquid lipstick is a medium wine berry shade. This shade is 100% right up my alley. I mean, it looks like the most perfect, like pinky, mauve-y, kind of raspberry toned lipstick, and I love shades like that, and I can probably dupe it out in my collection, but I think it just looks so pretty. I'm probably gonna end up purchasing that specific lipstick. Now, some of the other shades are really pretty as well. I really like the shade Karma, which is that warm army green that he's coming out with. I think that's really unique, and when did we ever see army green, like camo colored lipstick? Barely ever. Although I think the lip ammunitions are really pretty. He has like a greeny gold type of iridescent sparkly lip topper one. He's coming out with a actual green sparkly lip topper one, and then I believe he's coming out with like a gold kind of champagne toned one. They're really, really beautiful, but personally I don't need anything like that right now, so I'm a-okay skipping over it. Now, the lip scrubs have me intrigued, and I think the $12 price point is actually really great because the actual lip scrubs themselves are like this big. You get a lot of product, and my friend has a bunch of them and they smell and taste absolutely amazing. By the way, have you guys watched his launch video? Because every time he comes out with a launch video for every single collection, whenever he launches lip scrubs, he literally just sits on camera and like eats his lip scrubs. It's like the funniest thing. I always look forward to it because I'm always looking forward to him just like going to town on the flavored sugar. But the flavors that he's coming out with for this year are perfect for the holidays. I don't know how he hasn't come out with these flavors before, but he's coming out with eggnog, pumpkin pie, salted caramel, and French toast. I think the flavors pumpkin pie and French toast sound absolutely amazing. Fun fact, I've never actually had French toast before, but I mean, I'm sure it smells like sweet maple syrup, so I'm 100% on board for that. But I don't need any lip scrub right now, so I'll probably pass over that as well. I've been talking about this for so long, but I think this collection is actually pretty cool. I do like a lot of the shades and the different tones from this collection, but so far I'm just going to be picking up one specific lipstick shade. Now, if I'm going to pick up the lipstick and spend the money on the shipping, I might as well pick up the Alien palette too, because I don't have anything like this in my collection, and a year ago I would have looked at this and said, ick, gross, get it out of my sight. But now I'm more so into like purples, into greens, I'm more experimentational with my makeup, and I'm down to go on the cool side a little bit if I want to. Back in the day, I would only stick to like pinks, oranges, reds, you know, warm tones, safe tones, and now I'm more experimental, if you will. But as I said with the Nabla palette, the golden keyword for me is duochromes, and the fact that he's putting duochromes in here really sells the palette for me, and also the fact that it's an alien palette. I mean, you're speaking to the girl who's obsessed with aliens and paranormal stuff and ghosts and makeup as well, but I really like paranormal stuff too, so I think this is so cute and it's right up my alley, and something is telling me to pick this up because I don't know if this is going to be limited edition or not, but I'm sure it's going to be sold out. I'm sure it's going to sell out all the time, just like the Blood Sugar palette did. So something in the back of my head is saying, get it, get it. You're gonna regret it if you don't. So I'm probably going to pick it up, even though it's going to cost me my freaking kidney to purchase this palette. Speaking of selling my kidney to be able to afford something, Pat McGrath is coming out with some new Blitz Trance lipsticks. These are available now and they retail for $38 each. Now these are iridescent, like lip toppery type shades, kind of like the Jeffree Star lip emos that are coming out, but these are some really beautiful iridescent tones of pink and lilac and lavender, and I think these all look absolutely beautiful. I don't have anything like this in my collection, and if I was a smart person, I would hop onto Sephora right now and use my 20% off for the Rouge event that's going on right now and purchase one of these, because it would be very unique to my collection and I think I would wear it. But I just can't spend 28 bucks on a lipstick right now. I just can't do it, especially when I'm definitely getting that Nabla palette and I'm probably gonna get the Jeffree Star items. I have to be good, I have to say no, and this is the one thing that I'm going to say no to right now. Even though I want it really, really bad and I think they're gorgeous. I'm probably gonna miss out, but 38 bucks for a lipstick, man. That's just too dang expensive. So moving right along on the pay or stay away list here, we have a release that is extremely exciting for me because it involves one of my dearest friends here on YouTube, Miss Paulina Beauty. Her and Blush Tribe announced a while back that they're coming out with a palette together, but we recently have seen the inside of the palette. This is going to be available for pre-order on December 1st, and it's going to cost $21.99 in Great British pounds. So I believe that translates over to like $25, $26. As I said earlier, Google currency is a wonderful tool to use. Probably should have used it before doing this video, but we can't go back, can we? But of course I am going to pick this palette up. This is one of my friends here we are talking about, and I will absolutely support her. I freaking love Paulina. She's one of the sweetest people you will ever talk to, and her channel is phenomenal. I mean, she deserves way more subscribers than she has, and I'm sure she will get up to the 100,000 mark someday because she's absolutely fantastic, and I don't know why she isn't there right now. But the colors in this palette are right up my alley. Of course they are. I mean, Paulina loves color, I love color, she loves pinks and greens, I love pinks and greens, and we have a nice variety of like yellowy tone greens to mossy greens to deep emerald greens. Then we have some beautiful cool toned pinks and some purples, and we have a nice variety of mattes and shimmers in this palette as well. And I have a Blush Tribe palette. I only have one of them actually, even though they're all beautiful and you think that I would have like a giant collection of them. I only have one, but the quality of the eyeshadows are amazing for the price. I mean, they are absolutely fantastic, especially for bright eyeshadow. They are so freaking good. I am surprised that they are as cheap as they are. So I cannot wait to pre-order this and get my hands on it. And if you want to pre-order it, I suggest being on the website as soon as this launches, because there's a lot of people who want to support my girl Paulina, and for good reason. So be on that website if you're going to be purchasing this. Also, Paulina and I have a collab coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned. And last but certainly not least, we have the Morphe and James Charles Unleash Your Inner Artist palette. This is going to be available on November 13th, and it will be available for $39. So this palette is supposed to replace the 35B palette, I believe, which was kind of a home run when it comes to bright eyeshadow back in the day. A bunch of people had that palette and said it was pretty decent quality for the price. They weren't the most amazing thing in the world, but you were getting 30 eyeshadows for $21.99. I believe that was the price, and then if you used a coupon code, it knocked it down a few bucks as well. So you were getting decent quality, colorful eyeshadows for a really, really good price. And you got basically every color under the sun in that palette. And then when they discontinued it, so many people were upset, including me, because I never got the chance to get my hands on it. And I was really upset about that because I thought it was so beautiful. I didn't know why they were discontinuing it. Then a few months back, we learned that James Charles was going to be basically taking over the palette and revamping it and bringing it back to us just new and improved, right? So now we've finally seen the inside of the palette and we know the price and we know the launch date. So I didn't look at the comments because I kind of stopped doing that. I mean, it gets really dark and negative if you look at certain comments on Trend Mood, so I just kind of choose to avoid that nowadays. I used to be like the ultimate snooper on the Trend Mood page, read everything about it and get everyone's opinion, but now not so much. But I think that the colors that he put in here are really beautiful. I mean, I love color and all of these are calling out to me. I think he has a nice variety of pinks and greens and blues and reds and yellows, and he's got kind of the entire rainbow, every color you could need in this palette. And I think that's really nice, and I think this is going to be great for someone who doesn't already have a lot of color in their collection already. Now, I think that the $39 is pretty expensive, okay? It's Morphe. We know that these aren't going to be the most amazing quality in the world. That's not to say that they're not going to be good quality, because I'm sure they are. But Morphe has a bit of a track record, and they don't have the best quality in the world. So that's why they were so inexpensive back in the day, is because they weren't the best quality in the world and people were okay with that. But I understand that they have to pay James, and I understand that some of the pans in this specific palette are really big, so I'm sure you're getting more product in this palette, and I'm sure that it ends up evening out kind of fairly to the actual price point itself. I'm not sure if this is going to be limited edition or not. I think that most of the times these palettes with influencers, when it comes to Morphe, start out as limited edition and then they end up being permanent, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but if you want it, I suggest getting it during this launch because who knows if it's gonna stick around. I'm sure it'll come back in like 6 months, but you never know, it might not. So if you do want it, I suggest getting it when it launches. Now, when I first saw this palette, I immediately thought of last year's big giant palette that came out for the holidays, and that was called, I have it right here in my notes, the Morphe 39A Dare to Create palette, which the names are kind of similar as well. Unleash your inner artist, Dare to Create. They're both like inspirational, creative type names, which nothing wrong with that. Not really my cup of tea, but nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, I wasn't super jazzed about that palette last year, even though it was a colorful palette. It was more of like a safe colorful palette, if you will. So I definitely like James's a lot more. I don't know, something is just kind of holding me back, if you will, because I know that the original 35B was only $21.99 plus 10% off with an influencer code. Because the price has literally doubled for this palette, I'm very hesitant to want to purchase it, even though I know the quality is probably better and I know that they have to pay the influencer and whatnot. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling it, and I really wish that I could have got the 35B for the cheaper price. I'll accept the cheaper quality because I can work with it, I can make it work. So I just don't think it's worth it for me to spend 40 bucks on this palette when I could have just got the 35B for $21.99. I'm in like full FOMO regret mode right now, and I'm kind of bummed about it, but I mean, I already have colorful eyeshadow, so it's not a huge deal. I think that James did an amazing job with the color selection, and I think that his promo photos are freaking amazing. He looks fantastic, and I'm happy for him. It's really cool to see people get collabs. I'm just not super into this specific one for me. And it's strictly because of the price, because I just don't want to pay double because I'm cheap. With that being said, those are all of the new makeup releases that I wanted to go over with you guys for this week. We have a lot of things that I really want. Honestly, I would buy everything on this list if I could. I am going to Florida in just a few days here, so I have to be good and save my money. But if I could, I would purchase literally everything on this list. That's how good these launches are. But as we always do here in Pay or Stay Away, please do let me know down in the comments below what are some things that you are going to be purchasing, passing over, some things that I didn't mention that you're interested in. I love chatting to you guys about the new makeup releases and the ones that I haven't even heard about yet. And it's like we have our own little cul-de-sac of friends here that just come together and chat about new makeup releases, and I absolutely love it. I love talking to you guys about this. It's like my favorite part of the week. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing Pay or Stay Away every single Monday. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna be in Florida next week, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a Pay or Stay Away for next week. Probably should have figured this out before I decided to do my outro. I'm not 100% sure. I will keep you guys posted on that. There might not actually be a pay or stay away next week, but I'm gonna try and make it happen if I can. I'm just probably not gonna have the most up-to-date releases in the world, but I'll see what I can do here. But I digress. I hope that you consider subscribing if you did enjoy this video, and if you did enjoy it, I do hope that you consider giving this video a big old thumbs up and turning on the notification bell if you want to know when I am posting, because even though I'll be in Florida next week, I am still gonna have some videos going up, of course, because I don't want to be gone for an entire week. I can't do that to you guys, and I can't do that for myself because I just love making videos. But I hope that you guys are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!